CHD day, hence this. He's got his red hat on, he does have a red t-shirt on, but it's freezing in England, so we're having to wear coats. Thankfully my coat is also red, so it works. But today we are going out whilst we're at school. It's actually gone lunch, so we're a bit late for going out, but we have had a nice chilled morning. But there's this new thing at a sort of free contemporary art gallery, I guess you'd call it. I honestly don't know. So we're going to this sort of contemporary art gallery that I've never been to. He's never been to it before, so it should be fun to go check it out. But they've got this display that sounds really intriguing. Something about sort of modern technology in the future and some sort of weird birth scenario. So yeah, I'm not really exactly sure what's going on. It is very contemporary. So I've never been to anything like this. I've never really been to a sort of interactive art thing before, so I'm really excited to go see it out. And then there's also a fossil shop that has some sort of weird dinosaur displays in that's across the road from it, so I'm going to go and have a look at that as well. But yeah, today it is Wear Red for CHD Day, because it's Heart Month, and from the 7th to the 14th, so when you watch this video it would have already been, I think, because I have a video scheduled for Monday already. But from the 7th to the 14th would have been CHD Awareness Week. But it is Heart Month throughout the whole of February. It's something that you want to get involved with. Go and wear red or purple, because red and blue are the traditional colours for CHD awareness, and obviously those together make purple. So you can also wear purple if you don't have red and blue. But yeah, we're really excited, and we'll see you when we get there. expression. It was something. I don't know how to describe the experience, but also we were going to go to a Genesis Expo, but they're shut, so we only could do the art thing today. It was a really weird experience and really nerve-wracking, because I think it would have been better if they had it so that only groups at a time could use the experience, because having everyone else coming in and out definitely pulled you away from the whole situation they were trying to create. So it was really weird. There was this big jelly belly, the best way to describe it, that they put on us with some headphones. I thought the music was just playing through the headphones, but it is also playing from the belly itself, so everyone in the room can hear it. When we were in, there was this sort of like small tourist group, maybe college students or university students. So that kind of distracted from the experience and actually being able to pull yourself into it, because you could hear them sort of giving talks and everything. But it was really weird. I will say that some parts of it did feel very pregnancy-like, because the sort of butterfly feeling that you get whilst you're pregnant, there was one part that felt exactly the same as it, but for the most part I wasn't really sure what was going on. A lot of the noises I wasn't really sure what they were meant to be, and I'm not sure if the sounds that were playing were meant to be coming from inside the belly or from like the environment that animal lives in. The game situation was a lot stranger. I don't really understand what was going on or what I was supposed to do, and there was points involved, and yeah, I was very confused. And also I made a bit of a mistake, because I thought they had this like plastic bedding sort of sculpture around the like beds that you would sit in, so I went to put my coat on it because they told us to take our coats and shoes off, but they didn't have a coat rack. You'd think they'd have a coat rack. But it turned out that it was salt, and some guy ran over and was like, "Don't put your coat there." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," thinking like I'm messing up the saying. They're like, "No, it's fine, your coat will get covered in salt." And they basically had like white salt, but it looked so, it didn't look like salt, it looked like a plastic sort of like facade. So I would suggest to them getting a coat rack for people, or at least warning people that it is actually salt and not plastic, because it looks like plastic. But it was an interesting experience. It was something different, but it was a bit weird. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely like a different experience, and like I didn't like some parts of like the pregnancy thing was more like you thought you'd feel it a lot more, because it's meant to be like simulating that. But
well, she said it doesn't stimulate pregnancy, it emulates it, but I don't know what the difference between the two is meant to be.
No, because it's still like some of it you could feel it like pushing down on your stomach and everything, like something moving, but then some of it is just like animal noises.
Like no difference.
So it's like I don't quite understand what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
So you should like shut your eyes and just like kind of immerse yourself into it.
But it was hard to do that because you could hear the people talking.
Yeah, because at one point I opened my eyes, just saw like a load of people staring at you. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I'm shutting my eyes again. You are
yeah.
not here.
He's lucky because he was behind a wall, so when they first came into the exhibit, they couldn't actually see him, they could see me. So obviously they were trying to explain what the experience was, and they started pointing at me, and I have anxiety, so it was kind of a lot. So it was really hard for me to like close my eyes, because I was very aware that there were like this group of strangers walking around as well. So I just feel like it would have been a better experience if they did it in groups, so that once that group's finished the experience, the next moves in, sort of thing. Because it does sort of take away from it being an immersive experience.
Yeah, and like the other game situation, yeah, it was just kind of like, well, just projecting onto a wall, and you meant to like interact with it, but there wasn't really.
Yeah, on the first one there was a lot to do, and on the second two, nothing that you were doing actually made a difference. But I'll be honest, I don't really understand what it was meant to be about. So when we saw the advert for it, it did say it was meant to be like a future simulation birth type thing, but I'm not really sure what the story of the actual game video thing was. It wasn't very clear what they were trying to get across. But maybe that's just because I don't go to art stuff and I don't know how to decipher things. I mean, it was definitely worth going because it was something different. It was free. But do I understand what the hell it was? Not at all. So now I'm going to eat fish and chips, and I understand that.